Hello, champion. George Duhart here from Georgie's live cooking show. First off, today is May 12, 2019. I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. That's number one. And number two, as you can see in the subject line, it says vegan. Are you ready? Vegan. This is what it is. You want to know what it is? This is a vegan strawberry daiquiri pound cake. El, how you doing, champion?
Eric Trask is watching.
Eric, what's up, brother? So check this out.
Fred Miller's watching.
Hey, Fred, what's up, brother? So listen, real quick. I've been in the kitchen for pretty much most of the day, and I made the cake already, and I'm just going to share with you how to make the cake, kind of like a tutorial how I made the cake, and then we're going to put it all together. So, as I said in the subject line, it says vegan strawberry daiquiri pound cake. Okay, first thing we got to do is take a cup of sugar, a half a cup of vegan butter. You put it in a blender or in a blender. You mix that all up. You take 2 cups of flour. You sift that through with the 3 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons. That's the dry, and then you whisk all that together, in a separate bowl. Then after you whip up the vegan butter and the sugar, you add that to you take that from the mixing bowl, you put it down, and you sift in the flour, and all of the dry ingredients. Also, you take a cup of any kind of rice milk. Any kind of plant-based milk, whether it's rice milk, soy milk, almond milk, and then take a tablespoon of either apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. That gives it that buttermilk flavor taste. Then you take the butter and the sugar that's in the bowl, and you add the dry ingredients, the 2 cups of flour that's sifted, the 3 teaspoons of baking powder, the half a teaspoon of salt. You take the 2 teaspoons of vanilla and put it in with the butter. You can kind of mix that up a little bit. Now, here's the key part of this whole thing is when you add that flour to the wet, you want to kind of take a spatula like this, and you just kind of stir it, or you could use a spoon and you just stir it. You don't want to stir it too much because you don't want to overbeat it. Then you grease a pan like this, which is
Lawrence K. Butler is watching.
What's up, Lawrence? Larry. And you take you butter the pan, you butter this, and put some salt, not salt. You put some flour on the pan, and then after you mix everything together, you then take it, you put it in the pan, this bundt pan, right? You make sure you preheat your oven at 350. Then you take the cake, you put it in the oven, set the timer for 60 minutes, and you check it periodically. Say that 3 times fast. Then the test is you take a toothpick and you stick it into the cake, and when it comes out clean, you know that bad boy's ready.
Russ Turner's watching.
What's up, Russ? You'll get a kick out of this. Okay, now that's the cake part of it. Now let's talk about the strawberry daiquiri part of it. Okay? Now we're gonna take, and I use the Vitamixer. So you take a pound of frozen strawberries. You take a half a cup of sugar. You take about 1/8 of a cup of lemon juice, and I use a half a cup because this is a a strawberry daiquiri, not a vegan strawberry. I mean, not a virgin strawberry daiquiri, but you can do it virgin. This is actually all the way live strawberry daiquiri. So you take a half a cup of your favorite rum, whatever it is. I happen to use some Jamaican rum because I ended up making some Jamaican rum cakes for a couple of our clients, and they loved it. So I said, well, I'll use some of that. So you take all that. So you take the pound of frozen strawberries. You put it in a blender. I use the Vitamixer. You take a half a cup of sugar. You take a eighth of a cup of lemon juice, and what else did I say? Fire it up. Okay, lemon juice. Yep, lemon juice, strawberries, sugar, and then a half a cup of the rum. Blend it all together, and then what I did was, it smells delicious.
We have a new viewer.
Who we got?
Rhea Santos still alive.
Rhea, we gotta take a picture. Fire it up.
And Russ says, cake awesome. Bacon cake?
No bacon in this cake, Russ. So after we take this, I blended this all up and I put it in the refrigerator, sealed it up. It's still kind of cool now, but it's cool. It's all good. It's all good. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the end product. So this is like they do on TV. Like, you know, we make the cake up. I'm just telling you how we make the cake. And then we make the cake and ta-da! You know, camera magic, you know, the magic of TV. Here we go. So I'm going to take, it's already been cooled. The cake's already been cooled.
Russ says, and bacon.
I guess you can put bacon in it. And there's a, guys, there's a going right around. There's a secret recipe that I'm not going to mention that went into this cake. That's awesome. So it's 2 cups of flour, a cup of sugar, a half a cup of vegan butter, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Also, for the wet is a cup of any one of your favorite plant-based milks, whether it's rice milk, soy milk, almond milk, or coconut milk. And don't say anything, Russ, about do any of those have udders, because you know they don't. We have a running joke when I talk about plant-based milk. My friend Russ always says, do they have udders? I never knew nuts had udders. So that's kind of like a little joke that we do all the time. So you take a tablespoon of either apple cider vinegar or lemon juice and let that sit beforehand to let that milk turn into buttermilk, or I should say vegan buttermilk. And then once again, you take the butter and the sugar, you blend that together, make it nice and whip that up nice and good. And then you take all the dry ingredients and you sift them together.
Russ says, that's a vegan cake, huh? Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then after you whisk all the flour, the baking powder, the salt, and the flour together, you add that to the sugar and the vegan butter. You stir it very so gently until it's nice and, you know, not a little thicker than pancake batter. And then you grease a pan like this, which is a bundt pan. And then put it in a pan. Make sure you preheat the oven for 350. Set the timer for 60 minutes. And then set it. And then wait for it. And it's golden brown. It's since been cooled. So here we go. Let's see if it comes out. Ho, bam! It came out, y'all. It came out.
Brian Rendish is watching.
What's up, Brian? Thanks for the comments, brother. So now, that's all ready to go. Now also with this, the daiquiri, We do a pound of frozen strawberries, a half a cup of sugar, about an eighth of a cup of, or a quarter cup of lemon juice, and then a half a cup of your favorite rum. Blend it all up. Take this, put it in the refrigerator, close it up, and let it rest. And then I took that out. Now this is ready to pour. So we're gonna pour this over the cake. This is gonna be our vegan strawberry daiquiri cake. Just like that, just pour it over. And wherever it goes, it goes. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. And the best thing about this cake is that you let it rest overnight, let it sit overnight, and I would put it in the refrigerator, being that it's kind of chilly today, but I would put it in the refrigerator and let it sit, let it set, and let it get absorbed. I actually made this cake because last week was National Nurses Week, and we want to thank all the nurses. My wife had a monthly or an appointment, follow-up appointment she had to do. And so I brought this cake in for the nursing staff. And they loved it so much that I said, well, this is going to be a hit.
Russ has a question. He said, you can pour it still hot?
With the cake hot?
Yeah.
Are you asking if when the cake is hot, Russ? I would not. If you're asking me, if you're asking with the cake being hot, no, I would not. The reason being, you want to let the cake rest, cool down, because you don't want it to tear. Because as you can see, it came out pretty well. I buttered the pan, vegan buttered the pan, put some flour on it, so it should pop out. And I like to use a spatula like this as opposed to trying to. It's hard to use any kind of a knife to get it out, because this has, that has some resistance to it like that, so you can kind of bend it and push on it a little bit. Now if it gets too hot, you're going to tear it up. Trust me when I tell you, you are going to break the cake and you're going to be mad and like, oh, and it's just, the cake still be good, but it'll fall apart. It's not good. So this is what it looks like. And I got to make sure I take a picture of this because it's going to be off the hook. So guys, this is awesome. I can really smell it. I can smell the strawberries. You could do this for a birthday. You can do this for a birthday cake. I believe I'm going to take you. Keep an eye on that cake there. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. I want to do something else now, just to make it have a little bit of fun on it. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of some powdered sugar on it to give it a little bit more love. Give it a little bit more love, y'all. Just a little bit of love. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like snow. Let it snow, let it snow. No, I'm sorry, y'all. We don't want to say that. Let it snow, let it snow. That's the wrong word to be using this time of the year. So we got to take another picture now because it looks so divine. Got to take another picture here. This is awesome. All right, so there you have it. So guys, let's recap the vegan. Can you guys see me? Because my son's coming closer. Can you really see me? Can you really see me? I'm playing. Come on, you stay where you are. I'm just playing. So seriously, as we recap, this is the vegan strawberry daiquiri pound cake. So the ingredients, once again, 2 cups of flour, a cup of sugar, half a cup of butter, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder now, not soda, baking powder. Also 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So you take the half a cup of sugar and the cup of sugar and the half a cup of butter. You whip it all together in a mixer. You leave it in that bowl. Then you take the dry ingredients, the 2 cups of flour, the 3 teaspoons of baking powder, the half a teaspoon of salt, and you use a whisk.
Tina Price is watching.
Tina, what's up, champion? Not whisk. You take the sifter and you sift it. Sift that flour. Also, you take the 2 teaspoons of two teaspoons of vanilla, and you can take that and put that in with the sugar and the butter. You whip that all together in the mixer. Then, once you got the sifted dry ingredients, you add that to the butter, vegan butter, and the sugar. And remember, you take a cup of your favorite plant-based milk, whether it's rice milk, almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk, whatever you want to use. Cup of that milk and a tablespoon of either apple cider vinegar, or you can use some lemon juice. You let that sit, it curdles up, that gives that milk that illusion, that taste, that flavor of vegan buttermilk. Now you have vegan buttermilk. Then you add that to the whole ingredients into one bowl. You start to stir it up. You don't want to overstir it. You stir that up. Make sure the oven's preheated at 350. You butter the bunt pan like that. And once you do that, you take it, butter it. You put it in, put a little flour around it. Then you tap off the excess flour. You take this, put it in the oven for 60 minutes. Check it periodically. When it's ready to go, when you know it's ready to go, when you put a toothpick in and nothing comes back clean, you take it out. It's usually 60 minutes. But sometimes, depending on the weather, when you're baking something, sometimes have you ever baked anything and you're like, I baked it this way yesterday, but I baked it a different way a month from now, and it didn't come out right. Well, why is that? Well, a couple of things could have happened. The humidity in the air could have been high. It could have been moist. So, sometimes it doesn't come out that way. But fortunately, it came out that way, 60 minutes. So keep that in mind when you're baking something. Sometimes when you're baking things, it depends on how much moisture is in the air and how your ovens, if your ovens working efficiently. We're going to get a convection oven eventually. Convection ovens work really nice. So with that said, you do that part. Then, like I said, we made the daiquiri, and it's a cup of frozen strawberries, a half a cup of sugar, an eighth to a quarter cup of lemon juice. Mix all that together, and then you add a half a cup of your favorite rum by the mixer. You take and put this in a sealed container and just you can put it aside, put it in the refrigerator. I put it in the refrigerator, let it set, and while the cake is cooking, shortly after the cake came out, I took this out to kind of let this kind of not be exactly really cold. Okay, then here you make sure the cake is cooled off. It usually takes about 20 minutes or so for it to cool off. Then you can start working it out. You can start working the cake out. Flipped it over, as you saw it, what I did, flipped it over. Poured it on top. Look at the cake here. I poured it on top and sprinkled some some powdered sugar, and this bad boy will be ready tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're not going to taste this cake today. We're not going to taste the cake today. We are going to taste it tomorrow because we're going to be having a little get-together / birthday party for my brother Phil. So this is actually the cake that he wanted because he heard about how great the other cake was. So he said, I want a cake. So that's what we did. We made him a cake. Also, I'll show you the cake that I made for my mom. Stay right where you are.
Your brother Phil's watching, by the way.
Phil, what's up, man? That's your cake for tomorrow, dog.
And he also says, I'll be over your way in about half hour.
Fired up. Okay, so this is the cake that I made for my mom. Same cake. This one is, instead of being did the exact same thing. Only thing I did differently with this cake was that I used pineapple instead of strawberry. So it's the same cake, exactly same cake. The only difference is I use pineapple. So I did like a pineapple daiquiri, if that's even an actual drink. I don't know. But I use the same principle. I probably use about 2 cups. You can cup it was almost a whole pineapple that I used. It was about this much left of the pineapple. So I almost used like a third of a fresh pineapple. And when you're cutting the pineapple open, you guys are getting a bonus recipe tonight. When you cut the pineapple open, when you take the pineapple and you cut the rough edges around, you cut the top off, you cut the bottom off, and you just start cutting around it until it's just the pineapple. Then you turn it on its side and you start cutting it. And as you have the disc, now you have a disc in front of you, you take and cut around the middle part. There's a little middle part inside. You just cut around that and discard that. If you were using it in a smoothie, you could put it all together. But you don't really want to eat that. It won't hurt you, but it's just not really appetizing to a degree if you have it. So I put that in the Vitamix, did the same thing. I did the same amount I did for the strawberry daiquiri. So it was half a cup of sugar. Actually, no, I actually did a little bit more sugar. For some reason, I believe the acidity kind of was battling, so the acidity won, so I had to add a little bit more sugar. So I added another 1/4 cup of sugar. So you do the math. Fire it up.
Russ has a question. He said, if that stuff is all plant-based, it means no calories, right? A very low caloric intake.
It has calories. It's just all plant-based. There's no obviously there's no meat in it or anything like that. There's no eggs in it. Eggs, high in cholesterol. I'm not saying don't eat eggs, but they're higher in cholesterol. This is a lower caloric, and there's no real cholesterol. Maybe a little bit of cholesterol in the little bit of vegan butter that I use, but other than that, it's because it's all plant-based ingredients. So I did the same thing with this cake that I did for the strawberry daiquiri cake. So you guys got a bonus recipe tonight where I made this cake for my mom for Mother's Day. My brother Phil's going to come by. He's going to take this to my mom. So now that's it. Now you have it. So real simple, guys. Real simple. And once again there was a secret recipe, a secret ingredient that I used that I'm not going to tell you because we're going to be selling these cakes. For those of you who find out about how you can grab a hold of these cakes are $20 a piece. You can find out how you can grab a hold of these cakes. You can inbox me or you can email me at george@sauceforme.com. That's george@sauceforme.com. We'll be selling these cakes we'll be selling starting this week coming up, we're going to be selling our vegan mac and cheese as well. And stay right there. They're in this size pan. It's like probably it's this size pan. And these are going to be $20 as well. So, guys, with that said, I want to thank all of you guys that were watching. We had Larry, we had Eric, we had Larry, Eric, Russ, Phil, Fred. I'm trying to think who else we had?
Tina.
Who else?
That's it. And Rhea.
Rhea, that's right, Rhea. So thank you guys for watching. And find out how you can grab a hold of Georgie's all-purpose barbecue sauce. This is a couple of flavors that we have in stock here. We have the Mangalicious, which is sweet and spicy. The women love the Mangalicious. We have the mildly hot with a little bit of kick. We also offer original, which is family friendly, and we have really hot, smoking hot. This week we'll be launching Georgie's all-purpose rub. You'll get it in a container like this, 5-ounce container like this. The regular price is $7.97. You can grab a hold of this for $6.97 while supplies last, or until the price goes up, because the price will go back up. So grab a hold of this, pre-order this. This will sell out. This is phenomenal. A new product that we're launching. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Those watching live, thank you guys in the recording watching this. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you stay tied in to the world of Georgie's live cooking shows by going to www.sauceforme.com. Put your name and email in. You'll get 7 free recipes. You'll be tied into the world of Georgie's live cooking shows, all-purpose barbecue sauce, our all-purpose rub, and all the products and services we offer. As I said earlier, we're going to be rolling out our cakes. We're going to be selling our cakes and also selling our vegan mac and cheese. It's out of control. So with that said, my name is George Duhart. Until tomorrow, once again, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. Happy Mother's Day, baby. I love you. Happy Mother's Day to my sisters, Lauren, Denise, and Sandra. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You guys are awesome. God bless you guys. Until tomorrow, today's May 12th, 2019. We're signing off. Fired up. God bless you guys.